Hey there, good morning. I am so excited. Happy December 17th and Merry Christmas to everyone that is watching via Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Listen, your girl is not playing. I am coming back strong. I don't know about you, but I'm excited for 2025. I'm already doing some work to make sure 2025 kicks off like I want it to, like I envision it to be. If you are new to hanging out with me, let me know. Again, welcome. I am Robin Ware. And let's see, someone says, I was just on your website and seeing the great things you're offering. Good stuff. Thank you so much, Pastor. Listen, I am a church consultant as well as I coach faith-based entrepreneurs, how to activate their faith so that they can achieve everything that they believe that God has assigned to their life. And I launched an event. I announced it, told you all it was coming. Well, I released the registration page on today. If you're on my email list, then you have already gotten the information. But if this is your first time hanging out with me, you can go to robinandware.com. Somebody put that in the comments for me. Let me, in fact, put that here for you guys. Here we go, robinandware.com. And you will see all of the information about the event and other things that I have going on. And of course, make sure you're following me here. You've subscribed to my channel. You like the video, all that good stuff, right? So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am so excited to see you guys. I've had a lot going on, but it's all been good. How many of you are like me and you're saying, you know what? I am doing stuff that's for me. It's 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the end of the year. By God, I am going to get some stuff done for me. That's right. I have been wanting to do a few things around my house as well as even for me personally. And I said, listen, I'm taking these 3 weeks and this is going to be all about me. That's right. Thank you guys. I see you saying, yes, me too. Sometimes you just have to decide it's about me, and that's okay, right? You cannot be strong for everybody. And then when it's time for you, you don't have any more in reserve. So you've got to take the time to refuel, to gain your strength, so that when you are needed, you can show up strong. So that's what I'm doing in this season. Today's Tuesday, and you all know that have been hanging out with me that I'm in school, and I have not one but 2 papers due. So when I finish this, I am going to be settling down, as my mother would say, God rest her soul. She would say, Robin, you need to go and settle down. So I'm going to go settle down so I can write these papers. Look, I'm dressed. I look really nice. I think I'm even may go to a coffee shop so I can just kind of get out of this space and I can focus on writing these papers. Will y'all pray for me? Will you pray for your girl? Let me know. Will you pray for me that I buckle down, settle down, right? And I write these 2 papers. I'm excited about it. It's not papers that I'm not interested in. So that's the good part. Well, let's get started. Today, I want to talk about the excuses. It is time to remove them. For 2025, as ministry leaders, as entrepreneurs, as executives in our own spaces, it is time that we stop with all the excuses. I learned this definition of what an excuse was some time ago, and it just resonates with me, and I'm going to share it with you. Make sure you got something to take notes with, because I always give you nuggets that are noteworthy. The first one is that an excuse is just a crutch for the uncommitted. An excuse is just a crutch for the uncommitted. I want to declare and even speak over your life that you are done with the excuses. I'll be honest with you, coming back, back here in the chair doing my live videos, it took me a little bit of Like I needed a kick in the pants in some regard. I wanted to do it, but I just had to get my mindset on it, right? Showing up every day, wanting to give my best. What would I talk about? How would I set myself up even for 2025? I am a full-time entrepreneur. I go out and I speak at churches. I do workshops on radical hospitality. Y'all see my book there. Yes. Well, all of that kind of, it decreased because I was in school full time. And now that I am out of that program, I'm in another program, but it doesn't require as much of my time. I am able to, like I said, get back on the horse, right? And do what I am assigned to do. And if I don't get busy, right? A man that doesn't work doesn't eat, right? That's Bible. So I knew, okay, Robin, you have got to sit down and get yourself focused so that you can get on 2025. And sure enough, I had not just one, but a couple of friends reach out to me and say, girl, you are not playing. I said, no, I'm not. I am swinging. I am a winner. And one of my mantras is I'm a winner that makes winners. Well, it's hard to make a winner if you're not showing up winning. That's why some of you, I don't care what you call yourself. You could call yourself the head guru, the head honcho, the best that ever did it, the GOAT. But if you don't have the receipts, the results, right? People aren't going to believe you. All right. I know that I'm an answer. If you know that you're an answer, I want you to type, I'm an answer. Yeah, I'm an answer. One of the opportunities that entrepreneurs have is understanding that. See, we often want to show up and sell you what we think you need. Absolutely not. See, when I'm on a budget and when I'm trying to save money, I'm not out shopping. No. You have to change that framework and you have to position yourself as an answer to problems. I am a problem solver. He who solves problems gets rich. Now, that's not Bible, that's Robin. But he who solves problems gets rich. Now, this is Bible that it's 2 Thessalonians, that you should have 7, yea, 8 streams, because you never know when trouble may come. So you need to have multiple streams. You cannot put all your eggs in one basket. I've been there, done that. I can tell you it does not work. It does not feel good, right? I like knowing that I've got streams coming from the left, from the right. I like knowing that increase comes not from the north, south, east, or west, but it comes from God. So I only have to put my faith in one place. See, a lot of you are running around. You're doing this, you're following this person, you're watching this YouTube video, you're taking these notes, you're going to these workshops, you're just all over the place and you're eating from too many tables. And so now you're overwhelmed, you are confused, and you're eating a diet that is not good for what you need. Think about that. Oh, yes, listen, I got my wand. Yeah, you are eating a diet that's not good for you. My doctor said to me, Robin, if you do not cut back on sugar, you're in pre-diabetic stage, you are going to have diabetes. As a result, y'all, I got bottles of water everywhere. I have bottles of water everywhere. I always drink water anyway, but now I really drink water, right? And I cut back on sugar. I was looking to see if I had one nearby and I don't, but now I eat 0 sugar candy. I didn't even know they had that. I was kind of like down in the dumps one day, kind of thinking about what the doctor said to me. And I was talking to my sister and she said, Robin, you should try sugar-free candy. And I said, I don't like sugar-free candy. Well, let me tell you how smart the marketers are for Hershey, the Hershey company. They named their 0 sugar-free candy, 0 candy, right? 0 free. Hold on, I may have a piece here in my bag, because yeah, your girl has to keep it. Here we go. It says Hershey's. Look at this. Zero sugar. Zero sugar. This is more palatable to me than diet candy or even sugar-free candy. I know it's just, a play on words, but I like this. Zero sugar. And so I bought it and I like it. And so it does satisfy my sugar craving. And what I have found is that my palate now has changed so that things that are sweet, I no longer enjoy. I'm preaching and you don't even know it. I have discovered that making this sacrifice, it's yielding the health results that I need, and it's shifting my taste. See, a lot of us as entrepreneurs, we're so busy eating from all these different tables that we don't know what our taste buds really will take. Oh, if the church isn't screaming and hollering and bucking and shouting and dancing, we didn't have church. No. If you would just tune in to what it is you need, tap in. You need to yield to what the Holy Spirit is telling you need in this season instead of just satisfying your flesh. You need to tune in, tap in, and you may need to go and hear a word that is in season for where you're at. I love a good dance, love a good shout, love good music, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to get me to the next level. All right. And a lot of us are afraid to shift, to tap in, to tune in to what we really need because of an excuse. And I already told y'all, an excuse is just a crutch for the uncommitted. An excuse is just a crutch for the uncommitted. So I'm going to review some of the excuses that many people use as to why they don't launch and start businesses. And let me say this. I'm not suggesting that starting a business means you quit your full-time job. I'm not even suggesting that starting a business means that you have to focus on creating multiple income streams. I'm actually not even suggesting that you need to start a business that requires 20, 30 hours a week of your time. I'm simply suggesting that you start a business that generates an income stream doing something that you love, doing something that serves the needs of others, so that as a result, God can bless you and bring increase to you, right? You're not doing this from a place of need. You're doing this from a place of purpose. So let's get into it. One of the biggest excuses that people make as it relates to starting their own business, pursuing their own dreams. A lot of us, I was talking to somebody the other day and they said, I don't really desire to preach at my church. I said, I get it. I don't either, because I've created pulpit opportunities for myself doing my assignment, doing my kingdom assignment. Of course, I do preach. I love to preach, but that's not my main focus. So I didn't decide because, I don't have a pulpit platform that my voice will never be heard. Absolutely not. I took the focus off of the pulpit at my church and put it on building my own pulpit. So, am I too old to start a business? That's typically the number one question or excuse that people make. And absolutely not. Do you not know that Colonel Sanders was 62 years young when he started Kentucky Fried Chicken? All right. There's no reason for you to decide. I watched Sunday Best and can't think of the lady's name, but she was well up in age on that show trying to start a gospel career. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Maybe you have a book in you. That's the business that you're to start. You're just to write a book and then begin teaching from that book, coaching from that book, sharing from that book. You never know what can happen, but nothing's going to happen if you don't show up. All right. So no, you're not too old. Listen to this. I put some notes together, so that's what I'm looking down at. Women over 50 are among the fastest growing groups of entrepreneurs because they bring something invaluable to the table. They bring perspective, resilience, and clarity about what truly matters. Now, for those of you saying, oh, she's talking about women, well, I'm also blessed to coach a few men. So it applies to you as well. You are not too old. It's never too late to be what you should have been. Number 2, I need a degree to do what I do. Absolutely not. Your gifts, your talents, your life lessons, those experiences are your qualifications. Type in the comments, I am qualified. Yes, you are qualified. You can rest on your gifts, your talents, and of course, those of us faith-based, even our anointings, our life lessons as it relates to building a successful business, writing a book. This book literally was written as a result of teachings that I was doing on here at churches. I decided it was time for another book. So starting that business may mean that you're just writing a book. How many of you all desire to write a book? Yeah, I see you in the comments. You're qualified. That's right. You're an answer. Well, it's hard to be any of that if you don't show up. You can't be so busy building another person's dream. All right? Jobs were never designed to make you a millionaire. Working for someone was never designed to make you a millionaire. Achieving six-figure status is not as likely to happen when you are working for someone else, when you, in essence, are making their dreams come true. Even serving at church, you'll see, as a coach, I've been in church all my life. At 10 years old, I was the junior Sunday school superintendent at my AME church. So I understand having a heart to serve, but I also understand the guilt trip that we often get in church about serving. And that's not biblical. All right. So I help those activate their faith, and I share foundational scriptures to help you see that there are seasons. Ecclesiastes says there are seasons, there's a time and there's a place. You do not have to be who you are right now in church all the time. All right. You can step back. You can build. You will come back better, bigger, stronger. I'm able now to be more of a blessing to my church, to the kingdom, because I've got access to experiences, to resources. Let me just go back there. To experiences. Sometimes we stunt the growth of the ministry that we serve because we never go anywhere. We've never seen how other people do it. So you think the way you do it and what you do is how it should be done. That couldn't be further from the truth. One of the reasons I like staying in nice hotels, 5-star hotels, is because of the experience. But just imagine if all I ever stayed in was a Holiday Inn. Holiday Inns are fine. They give you a bed, they give you a bathroom, they give you security. Fine. That's what you need when you travel. But once I discovered Marriott, I said, wow, hotels have full service restaurants. Now I like hotels that have full service restaurants. Oh, they have bellmen with bell carts. Oh, now I like hotels that have bellmen with bell carts. All right. So every time I tried something new, I went to the next level. My experiences went to the next level. That took my expectations to the next level. That's why any store I go in now, I compare them at a level up here because that's where my experiences have been. All right. So you're never going to know what's really possible if you don't experience it. Now, you can experience it from reading, you can experience it from actually living it, right? Or you can experience it from being taught it. That's why it's important you work with a coach. Now, where am I going with this? I don't want you to get stuck on your degree or your lack of degree. I am one of the few people in my friend circle that I'm actually working in the field my degree is in. But there are a lot of people that get degrees and don't even use them. So don't let that stop you. Don't let that be an excuse. All right. Number 3, what if I don't have a lot of money to start? You do not need money to start. All right. The first book I put together, I shared here last week when I went live, that I put it together. It was a series of notes on how I ran my office from an administrative standpoint. I literally just typed it in Word and printed it out. That's it. I took it to Kinko's and I had it coil bound and I began to share it and I sold it. And each time I would sell it, I would go back to Kinko's and I would print out another one until I began to sell so many that I could afford to get a bunch of them made so that I would have a stash. Right now, this book, I have 2 cases in my garage because one of my confessions of faith is that churches are going to order it in bulk. Yeah. See, that's why I'm telling you, I am a coach that makes winners. I'm a winner that makes winners. I understand how to set yourself up to win. I understand how to help you have the vision to see so that you can see what you say until you say what you see. And sure enough, I've had churches order my book in bulk. See, the time to get ready is not when the opportunity presents itself. The time to get ready is before the opportunity presents itself. All right? Excuse me, let me get some water. Hey, Patty, I see you on Facebook. Thank you. Hey, Rhonda, glad to see you. I don't know if I have the very first book. You probably don't. I have written 9 books, you guys. 9 books. They're over on the other side of the room, so I'm not going to go get them, but I have 9 books. If you go to my website on the Ware Agency, you will see all of the books that I have self-published. Well, I decided that book, it answered problems. Remember I told you that church called me and said, I like, oh, good, Sonia. Nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, we met. Yes. Y'all went to a concert Friday night to see Leslie Odom. It was awesome. But I got a call from a church and they said, we like how you handled the booking of your client from an administrative standpoint. Can we send our administrators to you so you can train them? As a result, I put that book together. I gave it to them for free. Then I came back and was sharing with some other people. I added more content to it. I was sharing with some other people that I had it and they said, oh, I'd like to buy it. So I started selling it. I solved a problem. One of the mistakes that we make is we put out a book that we think people need. And that can work, but it's quicker. You will experience success much quicker when you solve the problems that your audience has. All right. So that is why don't get caught up on, well, I have a degree in nursing, so I need to write a book on nursing. Not if you are in the space of dealing with kids and helping them with autism. If you're an answer for parents, then you should put a book together that provides answers to the questions that parents have about autism. Maybe you include your medical knowledge and medical experience. But the problem you're solving is for parents of autistic children. You see where I'm going with that? Give me some hearts if that makes sense. So let's keep going. You do not need money. You do not need a degree. You're not too old. And here we go. Will anyone ever care what I have to say or offer? Absolutely. When you start solving problems, your audience will show up. That's why I'm not numbers driven. It does not bother me that I have 2 people online with me. If I have no people online with me, right? Because the content stays out there. And it can take one of you to share this link with the right person that God has assigned to change my life, to be a blessing in my life, to bring increase to my life, just because I was a willing vessel and showed up. As I've said before, when you say yes to God, you do not get the opportunity to know what the journey is. You just have to get out there and start the walk, right? So I was at the concert on Friday, and as Sonia said, she met me. I actually had another lady come up to me as well, and she said, "Are you Robin Ware?" I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "Oh my goodness, I have been watching you and following you, and I've shared your books and your teachings with so many people." See, you never know. So don't get caught up in, "Oh, well, I only have 80 followers on Instagram." It doesn't matter. The only reason why that matters, like on TikTok right now, I can't go live on TikTok because I don't have 1,000 followers. I think I got about 500 or something. Y'all need to go over to TikTok and follow me, right? But I am going to start putting some effort and energy there so that I can increase my followers to get to 1,000 so that I can go live on TikTok. That is the only reason why I care about numbers on a social network. It's just so that I can bypass the threshold that they've set so that I can go live. All right. So let's keep going. People will care about what you have to offer and what it is you sell. Is it too late for me to figure this out? Absolutely not. All right. I just put out again January 11th. We are going to, let me see if I can put it over here. We are going to come together in Atlanta for my hold on, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do, there it is. Okay. For my mastermind called Get It Done. Let's see if I can put it up here. Hold on, y'all. You know, I don't really know what I'm doing over here on Instagram. All right. Oh, there we go. Oh, y'all, I done figured it out. Hold on. Here we go. Oops, that's the wrong one. Well, that's okay. It's gonna work. All right, y'all see that? Yep. I showed you that flyer. There we go. Yep, Get It Done. It's January 11th. We will be here in Atlanta, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, listen, if you can't come to Atlanta January 11th, I will have a streaming option for you as well. It is going to be an incredible time of us together. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can split my screen so that I can still see you guys. Maybe not. That's okay. Let me take this down. Stop sharing. Okay, good. I'm proud of myself. I figured that out on the spot. Did y'all know you can share a graphic while you're live? Listen, but January the 11th, that's actually my birthday weekend. I'm so excited about it. Come in early that Friday. We are going to go to dinner, celebrate my birthday. If you want to be a part of it. If not, come in on Saturday. We start at 9 a.m. We'll be together from 9 to 5. As a part of that session, I am going to help you identify your goals for 2025. I'm going to smack that hand. I'm going to help you if you're all over the place. I'm going to smack that hand if you're full of excuses, right? I am going to guide you to help you identify what you should be focused on for 2025 as you share with me what you believe your assignment is in the earth realm, right? Then I'm going to help you identify the systems and the technology that you need to use to automate your processes. For instance, the system that I'm even using right now, it is allowing me to stream on all of these different networks. The only one is not, it's not allowing me to use is Instagram. And it does work with Instagram, but it's kind of wonky. And so I don't want Instagram to have a bad experience. So I just go live from Instagram on my phone. But see, I'll be teaching you those type of tips during that session. So what I want you, y'all. What I want you to understand is that time together is not going to be a cheerleading session. That time together is an intensive. An intensive, a mastermind, is where the instructor walks you through the systems that you need, walks you through the strategies that you need to employ, right? I'm going to help you with email marketing. I'm going to help you with social media. I'm even going to help you with how to set up your confessions of faith. What is it that you should be putting in the atmosphere? Words have power. Yeah, words have life and words have death. So I'm going to help you understand how to frame what it is you believe. Yeah, a lot of people, call it manifestation and all that, whatever you want to call it, right? I'm just telling you that according to the Bible, you shall have whatsoever you say. All right. So I am going to help you to be careful and strategic as to what you say. All right. Then we're going to have a wonderful catered meal. Y'all know I'm a VIP girl. Yeah, we're going to have a VIP experience. I got some goodies for y'all. And I didn't even share this. Let me see. I'm going to put the graphic back up, guys, because I want to, let's see here. Look, I don't like that one. Hold on. I'm going to change it again. I want you to see that it comes with a 2025 Get It Done journal. That's right. Look, sharing the wrong thing again. Stop sharing. Sorry. Those are some friends from Christmas party last week. But 2025 Get It Done journal. It is a workbook. It is going to be the tool that you keep in front of you throughout 2025 so that you can continue to work your plan. All right. I want you to be mindful that, yes, you can still work your plan even after we leave during, let's see, I think I could do this. After we leave, our time together ends in January. All right. Y'all could tell now. Now I'm playing, but I was doing pretty good with it. All right. Okay, let's see. If you got comments, let me know. Let's see. Rhonda says she wished she could make it in person. You can stream, darling. Absolutely. Would love, love, love to have you. Let me see what my Instagram folks are saying. Vermonica says, yes, good stuff. Absolutely. I'm so excited. Oh, Vermonica says, I'm registered. I love it. She has already registered. Good stuff. I'm telling you, go over to robinandware.com and you will see the link so that you can register. It is $297. We're going to be together from 9 to 5. Again, a VIP experience. My team and I are working to make sure that we create some wow experiences. You know me, we may even have a surprise visitor or two. You know, your girl knows some folks. Yep. So it is going to be a time well spent. And then if you decide to stay over on Saturday, we can go to church together on Sunday. We just got a lot of stuff that we are going to be doing on that day. So let me see. I got a couple more. I wanted to share with you. Oh my goodness, this is a really good one. I've tried before and failed. What makes this time different? You got a coach. Yeah. I've tried before and failed. What makes this time different? You have me as a coach. Yep. All of my students will tell you, number one, I have a lot of students that are still with me from 9 years ago because I am not that coach that doesn't give out her phone number. I'm not that coach that doesn't allow my students to connect with me when I go live and speak around the country. I share with them where I'm going to be. They come and meet with me. Sometimes we have dinner. I am that coach that's invested. I don't just allow people to invest in me. I invest back in other people. See, I sow and I reap. I understand that you are fertile ground. Again, in church, we get too caught up in, well, it looks like the ground is super fertile over here. That's not what the Bible says. It's fertile ground. All right. So don't get caught up in, oh, I need to let this coach me because they've got 100,000 followers. No, that doesn't mean you're going to get the experience that you need for where you're at in this journey. If the ground is fertile, the ground is fertile. The results that you're going to get are as a result of the work you do. Now, I don't know a coach, not even me. There's not a coach that's going to do the work for you, I guess, unless you pay them really, really well. But for me, I subscribe to that. I want to teach you how to fish versus giving you the fish. I want you to be able to say, right now I'm working with a client and he's so excited. He said to me, Robin, oh my God, I'm ready for the next level. We've been working together for about 8 weeks. And I said, no, it's going to take you about 12 weeks because I like to make sure that people grasp what it is I'm teaching and they're implementing it and it's working. Right. And so he said, oh my gosh, I'm so appreciative of how you are coaching me. So that is why this time it is going to work. I'm also going to help you again shift your beliefs so that you don't kill your joy before you ever experience it. The Bible says the joy of the Lord is our strength. Your strength is going to come from the joy from the Lord. Right? So I don't want you to, take your joy from what's been happening in the world, your joy from, what you've experienced in the past. All right. And then lastly, I feel overwhelmed. And is it my turn? Overwhelmed just means that God isn't in control. Overwhelmed means that you don't have a plan that you're following. Overwhelmed means that you've lost your focus. And I declare it is your time. Why not? Why shouldn't it be your time? Why aren't you next? Why shouldn't you be next? I'm telling you, I've declared 2025 is my 7-figure year. I wish I could show you. I can show the folks on Instagram, but I have this giant wall calendar and I've been updating it for 2025. And in faith, I'm teaching. I'm already giving y'all some of what I'm going to be teaching in January. So let me back up. Let me stop. But I am going to share with you the strategies, the tips, the solutions. Listen, I've made a lot of mistakes over my 20 years of becoming an entrepreneur. It took me about 6 years before I really started making real money. And I'm going to help you as your coach avoid as many of the mistakes that I made. I'm going to help you avoid those so that you could just bypass those, right? I just need you to come with an open heart, open ear, and open mind, right? Talk less, listen more. I'm always amazed, when I'm around people that are really successful, that are doing what I want to do, and people try to outtalk them. They try to overtalk them. And I'm like, would you please be quiet? I want to hear everything they have to say. See, I have this saying, I like to be where money's flowing. And it doesn't just mean physical dollars, like, making it rain. No, I mean where people are speaking wealth, where people are speaking life-changing opportunities, right? They're sharing life-changing strategies that they have followed, that have worked, books that they have read. Even right now, you all know I've been challenging myself. Now that I am on to Audible, I am listening to at least 2 to 3 books every month. 2 to 3 books every month. Because it's what's in you is what comes out of you. If all you ever read are the posts on Facebook or social media sites, which most are enhanced, they're not true, you're never gonna grow your mind. I need you to read some books from some credible authors that have experienced the level of success that you are wanting to achieve. All right. So good stuff. Timothy Farmer, glad to have you on. Good stuff. I'm going to come back and talk to you all Instagram, but let me go ahead and tell Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn as well that I am so glad that you came on and hung out. Lord have mercy, hung out with me on today. Again, go to robinmware.com so you can learn more about my 2025 mastermind. It is going to be an amazing session, January 11th, right here in Atlanta, or you can do it online. All righty, we're going to stream it. I've already hired a tech company. Yes, so that I can make sure that everything goes well. I don't believe in being the talent and the production. Timothy Farmer, I know you agree with me on that, right? So I'm making sure that what you pay for, you are going to get. You're not going to be distracted because microphones don't work. You're not going to be distracted because the video goes out, right? Not by our control, right? I mean, life happens, so something could happen, but it won't be because I didn't put the money into the resources that are necessary to do it in excellence. All right. So love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. All right. I will be back on tomorrow. Look forward to hanging out with you guys.